this video I'll show you a free-to-play Fox team to beat this boss. So this guy has the Berserk stack, so more damage as you progress through the fight, then resonance damage higher, then higher ice damage also, so Fox is good here. Resonance damage is the follow-up attack, if you don't know. Then make sure to include Guardians and Medics for the boss to activate the effect and stuff. Then for the boss gimmick itself, it's very simple. Every turn, every shadow will get 2 stacks of Ragnarok, and Ragnarok stack is basically a damage increase. You can stack up to 10 times, but at the cost of some HP each turn. So in a Ragnarok stack on top of Berserk, this thing will hit quite hard, which is why this stage is built for Fox, because he has high defense and he can tank well. So your shooters are gonna carry your sustain here. So shout out to Zosho for the Fox. Let's start with him first. For Fox, you're gonna rotate skill 3 and skill 2. Just for damage, and then highlight, you can also do the pure damage. But sadly, the highlight is not as good as the counter attack. The counter attack just does more damage. Then he scales defense, and giving him shield will buff his passives. Then we have revelation cards. It's the best set for him, opulence and meditation. So more ice damage and more follow-up damage. And then we have the stat screen here. Just make sure that he's the first to move, because of skill 3 mainly. Skill 3 doesn't do damage, so if you have a buff on him, then use skill 3 is a waste of turn, because you don't actually make use of the buff using skill 3. So next up, Yuki, which is the best in slot support right now for Fox. Yuki has skill 2, which can give the shield, as well as defense buff, which is good for Fox. And this will also give the blessing stacks, which in turn will give the gavel stacks. So there are 2 stacks, blessing and gavel. Both of them are linked together. When you get blessing stacks, you also get gavel stacks. And then you also grant the oath, which is basically a bit of defense buff, like defense shield buff. Then skill 3, you usually want to try to use it when you have 5 stacks of gavel, because using it will consume the gavel stacks and give the defense, give the shield as well as some damage buff. Skill 3 can also increase the defense, which is good for Fox also. And Oath also increases the damage here. We will be using skill 1 on the last turn. This is to do some damage, because on the last turn Fox is not gonna counter attack anymore, so buffing him is not that useful. Then Revelation card is the Faith and Peace set. This is for more defense and more shields. Then the weapon is a 4-star weapon for more defense. Then here is the stat screen. Then our next teammate is Leon. So Leon will literally be spending skill 2 the entire time. Literally, the entire time skill 2. The reason why you don't use skill 3 is because skill 3 buffs attack, which is useless for Fox, because Fox scales defense. Skill 2 does buff attack, because Power of Friendship is an attack buff. But the thing about Power of Friendship is that when you have 2 stacks of this, you activate this passive, which increases the crit damage. And when you have A6, it will increase even more crit damage when the ally has less than 60% HP. You want to keep using skill 2 to keep decreasing Fox's HP, so you activate both the A6 as well as this passive for more crit damage. Now for the Revelation card, you're actually also using the Faith and Peace set. The main reason is the Faith and Peace set here, because every time you grant a shield, you increase the defense, which is good for Fox. And then again, Leon can spam skill 2, which is a skill that gives you a defense buff. And then we have the 4-star weapon, which is not that useful because it just increases the shield. The attack buff is absolutely useless. And then we have the stat screen. Our navigator, of course, is Puppet, because she's the defense and shielder. So skill 1 and skill 3 can give the shield and the defense. The more seashell stacks you have, the more defense you get also. The Revelation card, we do need prosperity set. This is a must, because you have 6 turns and you need to use 4 highlights. So to guarantee that, use prosperity trust set. Then we have the 4-star weapon for more shield and defense. And then we have the stat screen. Now for the turn order, Fox, like I said just now, has to be the first to move. This is the must. And then Yuki and Leon, doesn't really matter who goes first. Wonder has to be the last. And the reason is because, 2 reasons actually. First reason is because of the weapon here. All-in is a good weapon that gives the defense, but it's also a problem because you can heal. And you don't want to heal Fox, because you want his HP to be low to activate the Power of Friendship, the crit damage buff thing. So if you put Wonder in front of Leon, Wonder will actually heal Fox before Leon can decrease the HP. So just imagine this. Let's say Fox has 80% HP, then Wonder moves first. Wonder heals 20% here, which means Fox will get up to 100%. Then it's Leon's turn. Leon uses skill 2, reduce 100% to 70%. That's not enough to activate his A6, because the A6 is 60% HP. Now if you flip it the other way, Fox is 80%, use Leon's skill 2, Fox will reduce from 80 to 50, which will activate the A6. Then Wonder can heal 20%, get up to 70. Doesn't matter anymore because the buff already applied. The other reason is because Wonder will be attacking on the last turn. Because again, the last turn, you're not really gonna buff anything anymore, because you have no more counter attack. The opponents won't attack you anymore, so you'll be attacking, and you want Leon to buff Hunter using skill 2 the last turn. So let's go through the persona. I'm actually using Iron Uzume because she can inflict the shock. So make sure you give shock boost and accuracy boost to increase your chance. Shock can increase the crit damage the opponent take, which is a direct buff to Fox or any other DPS really. Then she can also increase crit rate when you inflict the shock. Then, of course, there are Dionysus. If you don't have Dionysus, you can use Jikokuten, but you do need Rebellion and Revolution. If you really don't have Rebellion, you can give Rakukaja, not Tarakaja. Tarakaja is attack, you need defense, so Rakukaja if you really don't have Rebellion, but Rebellion is better. Then we have the last one. The last persona is flexible. Just include any persona that can do AoE damage. Like for example, this snake can do AoE Raging Blizzard, because on the last turn you'll be attacking with Wonder. If you don't have, you can just go Drag Frost or something, but the stronger your persona the better. And with that, we can start. So ideally, you want Fox to get the Oath. Okay, he got the Oath, very good. This is so that he can do a bit extra damage at the beginning of the fight with the counter attack. Ideally, of course, you want to hit all the counter attacks, but if not, that's fine. We'll hit the 3 of them, that's decent. Okay, Fox skill 3. Ready for counter attack. Then Yuki can use skill 2 to give the defense buff and the shield. Leon with skill 2. This is to buff the crit damage. It's still not below 60% yet. So there's no A6 buff. Now Rebellion. So you do want Wonder to be last to move, because he can heal, which is a bit counterintuitive because you don't want to heal Fox, because you want Leon to reduce the HP. So you do want Wonder to move last. Okay, you hit quite a bit of them. Very good. Now skill 1 puppet. Then minus skill 2. Okay, decent damage. Now we can highlight. Highlight with Fox, do some damage. This allows us to highlight again on the last turn. Sadly, Fox's highlight isn't as good as his counter attack, but it's still decent damage. Now skill 2 again. Then skill 2. Then Kines Mars Yonga. This will inflict the shock as well as increase crit rate. Ideally, you want all of them to get shocked, but that's very tough. Oh, 4 out of 5, that's really good. And then we got a crit buff also, very nice. In the next 3 turns, Fox will have 100% counter attack chance, which is nice. Okay. Now the pet ski 1 again. Then we can skill 3 again, ready to counter attack. Then we get Yuki, you can skill 3 now since we have 5 Gavel stacks. Make sure you target the one that is shocked to do a bit extra damage, because shock also increases the crit damage the opponents take. So that's why you use shock here. Then we skill 2. Okay, this will drop Fox below 60%, which will get the A6 crit buff. And then we can use Leon highlight to further buff crit damage. So Fox is going to do quite a lot of damage here. Then the final buff, Revolution. So do big damage. 700k, good damage. So only 6k, decent. Okay, then skill 2 again. Decent. Skill 2 Yuki. To further buff, no, okay, Puppet first. Skill 1. One last skill 1. Then next time we can skill 3. Yuki skill 2. More buff. And then we can skill 2 again. Wonder we have to re-inflict the shock because it has already wore off. So go to Armor no Uzume. We use Mazionga. Let's see how much. 3 out of 5. Decent. Oh, this one's a bit scary. Low health. But we do have the defense from the puppet. We should be fine. One more Vajra Blast. Okay, we are fine. Now the last counter attack, skill 3. The next one we will use Yuki's highlight. So Yuki's this one, which is A4 I think, gives blessing stacks when you use highlight, which is good. Because now she has 4 stacks. Once she uses the highlight, make sure you target the shock, use the highlight, she will gain the gravel stack because she also gains bless. So now 5 stacks, we can skill 3. This will keep the damage buff and the shield. Then the puppet skill 3. We have 4 sigil stacks now. Then we skill 2 again. This will also drop Fox below 60%, more crit damage. No wonder. Rebellion. Rebellion. Let's see how much this does. Oh, almost 800k. That's really good. So now all this counter attack is luck based now because the highlight 3 turn has already wore off. So this is going to be a bit luck. Another one here. Okay, very good. Got very lucky. 95k. Wow, that's very lucky. Then skill 2. Good damage. Then we can Yuki skill 1. The reason why we skill 1 here because we don't need to buff anymore. Because the opponents won't attack us anymore. This is the last turn. So we just might as well just do damage. No need to buff anymore. Not bad. And then we can skill 2 Wonder here. Because Wonder is gonna do a bit of damage here. And then last highlight, we can use Fox's highlight here. The last bit of damage, 150k, okay. Then we highlight. You change to your Ice Persona, use an AoE move. Okay, that's decent. Let's see how much. Okay, 2.5, that's pretty good.